You are listening to a Clarkesworld Magazine podcast with your host and narrator, Kate Baker. Greetings, Clarkesworld citizens. I hope this podcast finds you well. This is our fourth story for the month of April, 2018, issue 139. The piece is titled Logistics and is by A.J. Fitzwater. A.J. Fitzwater is a meat suit wearing dragon living between the cracks of Christchurch, New Zealand. They emerged partially complete from the trial by word fire of Clarion 2014 and have won 2 Sir Julius Vogel Awards, so named after the 8th Premier of New Zealand, not the bread. Their work has appeared in various venues of the fantastical, such as Beneath Ceaseless Skies, Shimmer Magazine, Cross Genres, Kaleidotrope, and Giganotosaurus. Brain Erectations can be found on Twitter at A.J. Fitzwater. And also at the website pickledthink.blogspot.com. And once again, this story, this podcast, the art, and nonfiction is brought to you by your support. So thank you so much if you've gone to patreon.com/Clarkesworld or our newest venture, ClarkesworldCitizens.com. And while we're committed to free fiction, this fiction is not free. Any support would help. And thank you in advance. So I invite you to sit back, relax, and let me tell you a story. Alls I want is a goddamn tampon. Is that so much to ask at the end of the world? Yo, name's Enfys. This is, my channel as I wander in search of tampons and the meaning of life and what's left of Western Europe. Seems I'm immune to the phage. So far, so apocalyptic. I'm not so good at this talking stuff, but this is as good a way as any since people aren't totally into face-to-face right now. Anyone could be a latent carrier. Plus, it's a way to feel less mad, until I go mad from talking to myself. Guess you're wondering about this lopsidedness? Well, I was on a table in Stockholm getting chest reconstruction surgery when Calais went down in a blaze of glory. Surgeons panicked, sewed me up, left me half the person I should have been. Ugh, scars itch. Can't feel my nipple. So that sucks. So why would you do a dumb thing like major surgery in the middle of a worldwide epidemic, I hear you ask? Well, no one knew we were in the middle of anything because the CDC said they had it under control. I thought, hey, mutant flesh-eating bacteria. It's like HIV in the 80s or Ebola in 16 or the monkey flu in 21. We'll deal. Movie of the week in 6 months. Didn't even know about 0 Point Jacksonville or population estimates until I left Sweden. By that time, things were starting to make a bit of sense and everyone had a channel. Guess that's what happens when most of your newsrooms are wiped out, huh? Half the world's population gone. Just like that. Jeez. This is turning into one of those where were you when things. I don't know. Do you need to hear mine? Everyone's had it rough and lost people. I don't have it near as bad as others. I wanted to do something different. 'Cause need and I can't be the only one, right? So, show me the tampons. Seriously. The African Co-op did great work collecting and warehousing goods before everything north of the equator was sent up in smoke by those WHO idiots. But they could have left something behind in the emergency caches for those of us who are the subset of still wandering and still bleeding. Anyway, I'm heading south through Germany. No, I won't put location tags on. Message me. Point me other channels. Help me out here, please. Leaves in my undies is uncomfortable. Enfys out. Amazed anyone saw it, considering... Oh, it's going now? Hi again. Enfys still on the search for sanitary products in the afterlife. So, thanks for watching? It's nice to know you're out there. The last people I spent meat time with was a lift I got from Malmo, and they dropped me off in Hamburg. Well, what was left of Hamburg. Wall of smoke started freaking them out. As for suggestions on where to find me those sweet tampons, someone said try a roadside cache, and yo, we're even paying attention? Next cache I find, I'll record so you can see what us wanderers are up against. Dionysus365. Yo, sup. Said resource crews were still scouring what's left of Berlin and there were untouched pharmacies. But I was too late. Smoke cloud over the city is huge. Tried to flag down one of the road trains, but when they're on full auto, nothing stops them until they hit the Mediterranean. And I can tell you straight, burn and resource crews have been ordered not to pick up stragglers outside the evac zones. Not that I mind. I don't want to become a lab rat. I've seen the channels out of Joburg and Lagos. The sweet afterlife, just as long as you're cool with being the face of the biological resistance. I'm no good with needles. And I have the idiots who are calling me the titless wonder and a few other choice things. Screw you. Guess it was too much to hope the apocalypse would wipe out all the jerks. I want to make some joke about putting the fascist into fasciitis. Assholes. What you gonna do? Come looking for me? You're too bloody chicken all locked up in your bunkers until the time is ripe to re-emerge. I think it's awesome how the apocalypse didn't happen like all those sci-fi books predicted. All that dire shit preppers went on about was basically the only way they figured they could get women to worship them. You'll come running when you need a man to really protect you from the looting and pillaging and raping. Bish, please. That had been happening worldwide for time immemorial anyway, and people have always been resisting that shit. We were always ready, if not ready for this. So, the ones holed up in nuclear bunkers or their castles or vacuum-sealed mansions, one latent carrier in there and bon't! Also, newsflash, the phage can wait you out. Yeah, I've been watching some of the science channels. Can go dormant in stone. That's some weird-ass shit. Ugh. The smoke cloud over Russia alone will probably trigger a nuclear winter. Here. See that? It's summer, yo. But all the insects are like, nope. And it looks like a billion volcanoes or thunderstorms all at once. And my hair is not streaked from stress. Regular reminder. Clean ash off with water. Keep your eyes protected. At least they thought to leave filters and face masks in the caches, eh? That's not so bad. Some places are clearer than others. Go Oyo wants to know how I survived post-op in Stockholm because it burned quick. That's... I don't want to tell you that one right now. It's nothing like axes to zombie skulls or whatever. Just, it's fresh. Maybe later. And Bullaby from the New Caribbean Republic, PR, sup, wants to know what an MB with a Welsh name was doing in Sweden. Welp, 2 of those were choices. I moved there for capital R reasons, and hey, it also meant with my current immunity, my life expectancy just went up. Loss win. Dark humor, I know. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. Okay, well, done for now. Tired and air quality ain't good. Been walking for, weeks. Fuel reserves gone south and most solar and electric vehicles too. But I'm coping. It's scenic. Catch ya. Documenting the landscape before it's taken over by terrific wildlife. I mean, look at this, I call it. Death of the front lawn brought on by neoliberal collapse of worldwide health systems. Beautiful. Comments. Captain Spike, hi, says there's a place for me in one of my enclaves in, maybe Joburg or one of the central cities. Oh my god. The afterlife even has drag queens. Thanks, love. I appreciate the thought, but I'm taking my time sussing out the new world order. The continent is big. Seriously, yo, Africa's not a country. Takes time to get around. Things are in flux. Too many people on the move. Too many tribal and community conflicts to resolve. Central Co-op doing the best they can, but it's still the early days. Not even worth doing the census, if you ask me. They make it sound so normal. It's weird. And we don't know the vector on the phage. Another wave could come at any time, and then it'd be 0 point all over again. Hey, does anyone have links to channels from California or people formerly thereof? I know the whole country is basically wasteland and the resource trains are programmed for Panama southwards, but there's some people. Yeah, put it in the comments. So I said I'd show you a roadside cache. They're regular but on the small side since wanderer stats are apparently low. Most people are pretty good at keeping to themselves. I've watched a few other wanderer channels, especially that one by the anonymous bush cook. And yeah, it's mainly true. You put up a flag and they'll leave some cooked food or supplies out for you. I've only come across one camp who were like totally strict quarantine and walked me off. No hassles, no fuss. I mean, they were nice about it. Then there was a Roma camp who let me stay over. It was nice to have a bed for a few nights. But it ended up feeling weird being around so many nice people. They know how to survive. So, it's cash. They're kept in these new hybrid plastic units. Waterproof, vermin-proof, and supposedly phage-proof. Apparently the stuff could last 1,000 years in outer space. You'll usually find them near motorway off-ramps or the site of an old landmark. They're flagged and people have been good about geotagging them. It's kept unlocked because, I mean, come on. It's not survival of the fittest. It's simply the survival of. Good array of tinned and dry food, utensils, solar chargers, and a solar plate. So much better and cleaner and lighter than a gas cooker. Plus, for the days when it's, overcast, they've gone for a wide range of accessibility, like electric-based gear. Grid's still on, which is cool. That's if you can find a handy outlet. Always useful medical supplies, painkillers and such. No antibiotics, I mean, come on. This is the post-antibiotics world. Nappies and formula. Good job there. Masks, wet weather gear, pet food, toilet wipes, but... What? Some goddamn sanitary pads. Enough for a couple of periods anyway. This has gotta be a first. Thank you. CAGI? That stands for... there it is. Centralized African Government. Not to be mistaken for the former Central African Republic. Huh. The alliance vote must have gone through. I was paying attention to the South American alliance voting over the weekend, because I got friends down in what used to be Argentina. If I can find them. Not that I'd ever get over there. We got super plastics out of this thing, but not easy ways to get across oceans right now. Oh, thanks for the comments and support, by the way. I appreciate your watching someone rambling across Europe griping about tampons. Salonga82 said a tampon factory is open in Lagos, and India's doing good things producing pads in rural areas on the back of their cottage industry. Well, that's really cool. Just got to figure out distribution models, yeah? And since this is the afterlife and I don't give a flying rat's, I'm putting it out there. I've received some death threats from the Nazholes. Yeah, you have no idea how hard it was to say that. Some old habits die real hard. Anyway, I've reported them to channel admin and they're investigating, so that feels like progress. Thanks to Black Channel Ninja from Oceania for hooking me up with the admins. Oceania is hanging on. They may be small, but they're mighty. Aroha Nui. What now? Well, I have baked beans, sausages, and chocolate milk powder, so I'm set for a feast and not entirely uncomfortable night's sleep. So I'm gonna go change my leaf for a pid. Oh my god. Heaven. Oh, and have you peeps watched the recording of Black Friday Live for Life in Luanda? That shit rocks. So awesome to see 3 of the 4 band members survived. Link is below. Enfys out. Of course, not every town in Minute Village has been sectioned. Gonna take years to develop proper testing procedures for the dormant phage. I mean, we lost a good chunk of the scientific and medical community because many of them were first responders. Huh. Wow. So yeah, you're gonna find people still living in small pockets. They're usually good about sticking to quarantine rules and stay in touch with resource teams. No, I haven't seen any marauding bands. This isn't some sick HBO hellscape, yo. And no, I'm not gonna be ghoulish and show you an abandoned town still waiting for the burn crews. Cremation teams have done their best, but yeah, there are still bodies out there where they dropped. You can smell it. Those idiots who ran corpse hunter channels? Really? Thought that they were latent, but in the end it only showed the good side of chaos had them fooled. Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, phew. Just a door banging in the wind. Whoa, weird. Empty. No quarantine signs. No bodies. Nothing. Huh. Interesting. I've never seen a building made out of super plastic before. Just a regular house? Knew they were being experimented with before. Listen. Can you hear all the birds? Insects, too. Wind in the trees. So loud. Smell the fresh growth. Love it. Half a chest and my goddamn binder torn. Nothing fits. Shit. And with a bit of sticky tape like so, it does the trick. I mean, hell, I can't find sticky tape in the afterlife, but not sanitary products. Ugh, I know. I'd have to have my implant re-upped, but that would mean rejoining civilization, and my med papers are not all that since I left Stockholm in a hell of a hurry. Yeah, so some of you have been asking about that. The whole hospital deal. A nurse having my back, front. Those first weeks were, yeah. But then I got to thinking, she deserves her name out there because she was a goddamn hero like all those other first responders. Maybe she has a family that doesn't know what happened to her, so anyway, here goes. Her name was Mai. Here's a stealthy I took. I know, not entirely legal, but I didn't want her memory lost. I didn't come round till I was in ICU, which wasn't necessary for my other circumstances, but necessary for the circumstances. Mai and a few others put us in quarantine under the impression this would pass in a few days. I mostly slept through the first European wave like some sleeping beauty 28 days later kind of crap. One of my drain sites got infected and I could barely sit up. Mai didn't lie. She said it was bad and that people were being evacuated and stuff was burning all over the place. I saw some of it on the internet, but connections were sporadic, information distorted by panic. The power wasn't on auto by then, like not fully switched over to the Saharan solar or offshore turbine grids. I don't know. I wasn't scared. Maybe because she kept us on the happy stuff. End of the world was pretty boring, really. Mai was real careful. Hazmat suit and quarantine procedures at all times. One of the other patients was mobile and would deliver us food and meds and stuff. I kind of don't remember the others' names. I was in this weird place. I don't know, more annoyed that I only had half my chest realigned than thinking the world was coming to an end. I thought it would pass. We're humans. We're incredible. We're on our way to Mars. Shit. I wonder what's happened to them. Yeah, we can deal with one stupid flesh-eating bacteria that kills in 48 hours, right? Huh. It was obvious when the other nurses and doctors stopped coming, but Mai, she was doing great. I really thought she was going to make it through. She was so careful. Last I saw her, she had one of those purple blotches on her face. She couldn't hide it. Didn't really want to. We were all reasonably mobile by then, so she gave us packs and pills. And she turned up the gas and torched the place with her in it. We were well away, but I heard the hospital go up like the bombing runs in Washington and New York and Seattle. I guess we were the last out. So look at this view. Beautiful, huh? All those untended vineyards. What a waste. The sound of the river, so nice. Noticed waterways are coming back quicker than expected. Okay. I admit it. I'd been holed up for a few weeks. That plastic house, okay? I didn't record from inside because, well, old habits. You'd think all the shitheads would figure out we gotta work for the betterment of humankind, yada yada, but no. They're quite happy to see this as the second coming or whatevs. Holes like cockroaches still up in my mentions. Piss off. You're all cowards stuck in your bunkers. And what you gonna do? Who's saving the world? That's right. The CAG. South American Alliance, Oceania, India. They put up with your goddamn colonial shit for hundreds of years, and yet they opened up their arms and their borders when it came to crunch time. Borders. Damn. Even thinking about such a concept now is so weird. So yeah, I faked it when I channeled before, but now I'm on my way again. The ferries are running regularly to Alexandria, but I don't know. The CAG is supposed to be the new Enlightenment. Everyone has a place, but do they really? I'm a cynic. I don't expect humankind to change that quick. Old habits, old habits, old habits. I know the big S has hit the more vulnerable people. My people. It's that old holdover. You want to be in control of your death when you didn't have much control over your life. And I'm out of tampons again. Surely someone's got it together with sanitary product distribution. I mean, getting the word out and drone drops wouldn't be such a biggie. Oh, and thanks for all the concern when I was a little quiet on it. Big Wiggy 224 wants to know if I've been able to track down my fam in New Zealand. Well, still working on it. I buried enough of them before. It shouldn't hurt. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Except for cramps and leaks and constipation. Been a few months off my implant now, and my cycle is reinforcing itself in style. Hard enough without my anti-anxiety meds, but now the dysphoria is real, yo. Stupid body. Whoa, a thought. If I'm dealing without my meds, what about those with chronic conditions? Insulin and dialysis and stuff. Dang. That's scary, yo. Hope CAG is onto that shit. I should look it up. Sea is pretty today. Some sunlight. Keeping on the move gives me something to do. Whoever is working hard at Google Maps is a goddamn legend. Hell, what am I doing? I've got a story for you. I shit you not, but I met JB Middlewake the other day. Totally hot even without the eyeliner. I'm not lying. He didn't want to go on camera because the art of celebrity is dead in the afterlife. And good riddance to it, too. He was working with an evac crew, and I joined in for a while because it felt good to be doing something. Hells. Incredible they let me stay with my shitty med papers. The others from Black Friday were there. Inch said she'd seen some of my channel. I don't know, maybe she was just being nice. Justice gave me some moon cups. Oh, what a babe. I didn't tell her I can't use the things. They give me the creeps. I didn't go all fan person, though, and freak out about how awesome the Luanda show was. This is the afterlife. I have to be cool with whatever it throws my way, even if it's my favorite punk band wandering out of the French mist. But JB, he was ethereal. This big team was evacuating an assisted living facility and some rest homes. I mean, what sort of jerk leaves disabled people behind in the afterlife? Thank God it wasn't the town the burn crews had been through. The place was pretty rank, but somehow the majority of them had survived this long. Turns out a couple of those kids were really handy at scavenging, and a couple of the older ones were really good cooks. They had running water, and they did their best. I'm no saint. I admit I didn't think about it, like the meds thing. Makes me a damn regular jerk. Glad there are people out there with longer vision than me. Anyway, after we got them on the transport, the crew spent another couple of days repurposing supplies from around the area. The hospital was a no-go, already burned down, but there were some supermarkets and pharmacies which were a gold mine. It was nice. Hard work, but nice. I'm not one to kiss and tell, but believe me, don't believe me, up to you. JB lost his whole family back in California and his best friend from the band. We all need a bit of comfort in these dark times. I'd forgotten what it was like to hug someone. Bit weird being lopsided. JB and me discussed a couple of things, like the trouble I've been getting up in my mentions. I said I'm fine, sure. There's been a couple of nozzhole stalker channels, but I'm pretty sure they're fake. The other thing was the offer of joining the evac caravan to the ferry. I said, my girl, my papers would not get me across the Mediterranean. He said, like some of you others have, they're working on a point of transfer test for our everything from latency to actively involved. Actively involved. God. What a euphemism for something that'll kill you in 48 flat. I don't know. You're talking to someone who's had a body stared at and prodded all my goddamn life. But JB was cool. He understood. He said if I ever make it to Lagos, to look him up. How did the embodiment of modern anarchy come to be a CAG guy? Keep rocking on, my girl. I hope you stay immune. So, I'm heading that away from the smoke. Thought I'd check out what Monaco looks like empty. I hear all those gold toilets are a trip if you can slip past the quarantine. Shit. And we're live. Sorry for the whispering, but... Okay, I was a jerk. I was fooling myself. Said I was a cynic. But I guess this whole change thing has made me part optimist, too. It was nice to slide through the world with my only problem being finding tampons, finding my next meal, and dealing with my meat sack. I wasn't hurting anyone. Guess that's not good enough for some. Shit. Hang on. Sorry, it's so dark. It's like 2 a.m. But I've been moving all night because there's someone out there. Don't expect anyone to be around because I've never done live before and shit, I know I'm babbling, but I can't stop. There's someone out there. How do you turn location tags on? Shit, sorry. Don't have a selfie stick. Shut up, Enfys. I don't know if they suck or they just got on the good side of chaos. Not a roaming pack. They're pretty insular, not cannibals or anything. Oh shit. You heard that right. I think they've got guns. I know the new co-ops are doing the best to round up and dispose of weapons because the afterlife isn't going to be like that. But there's only so much people can do, and shit, there are still nukes out there. Oh my god. Oh shit. Shit. I think I can see them. Not very stealthy, but I guess what does that matter? Playing at first-person shooter, they don't care. Shit, I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's a burnout a couple of Ks back and a quarantine about 5 Ks down the road, but I don't think I'm fast enough, and the electric scooter I borrowed in Monaco is out of juice, and shit. And like that would outrun a bullet. Oh, shit. I'm screwed. I stayed at the plastic house too long. I got too comfortable. All cozy apocalypse. Ignore the stench, the smoke, the hunger. It'll go away. Oh, but Enfys, you say. Shouldn't you shut the hell up? They're gonna hear you. What does it matter? A bullet, the phage, an infected scratch because antibiotics are so last century. God, my scar itches. What's one more death out of 3.5 billion? Shit. Can you hear that? What the hell? They've got drones? Of course they have. Well, unless a drone can open a dead refrigerator. Oh, God, it stinks in here. What? I can't hear what they're... Oh, Christ. I'm not the praying type, but if anyone's listening... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, they're close. Congrats, Enfys. You're gonna be famous, channeling live from inside the fridge. It's death. Oh, shit. The hell? Huh? Someone's live commenting. And they say they're in control of the drones and the Nazhole stalkers are neutralized? Sure, Jan. How did you know they were there? They're part of an online task force and were monitoring the Nazhole's channel and saw me come online at the same time and cross-reference location tags and IP. And Jesus Christ on a biscuit, that's some top-level chaotic good luck. Nasshole that confident, huh? Nah, yo, I'm not that dumb. I need a sign of good faith. How the hell some drones take down a nasshole with guns? Trank darts. That's some James Bond shit, yo. What's to say you won't use them on me? You need tampons too? G'day, yo, and welcome to the channel of the, Tampon Express. Just doing final checks before we head out on the second ever delivery round. The smell of fresher salt air, only slightly tinged with smoke. This time we're going up the eastern Mediterranean coast heading into Gaza, then into the former Aegean states and around the Adriatic. Map and distrib points linked below. Of course, it's not just tampons. Me and a few others worked hard to get those sort of things included in the medical supply drops. And here we are, round number 2. Team Tampon kicking it, communal styles. Tic Tac since before asks why I'm so obsessed with lady luxuries and, aren't there more important things to worry? Don't we have bigger phages to fry? First of all, Dick Dack, not everyone who needs sanitary products are ladies, so piss off. Second of all, we do what we can, where we can. Right now, I care about tampons and gynecological health for all sorts of genders, 'cause it's still health, and it's one small thing I can do. You not learn anything from the purple people eater? Infections, pain, prolapse, endo, fibroids, menorrhagia. Yeah. Ugh. Not you. And those are still happening, even if you don't want to think about half of the pop. So now it's 60% it's happening to. Comfort, dignity. People who bleed deserve that even in these trying times. Been hanging out for this trip, tell ya. Time off gave me a chance to brush up on the basics of a few other languages. A few weeks at the Alexandria outpost was nice enough, but it's not Addis Ababa. Since Alexandria was cleaned out and good and proper in one of the first waves. And, thanks everyone for asking. I'm healing nicely after the surgery, and it's certainly a weight off my chest. Yeah, shut up. Oh, and I need to tell you that new sexual health clinics have opened up in Nairobi and the Dar es Salaam outpost. Dar es Salaam is the second newly opened filter point for refugees coming in from the latest phage wave in India. Check the link for the refugee news channel below. So both these new clinics are available for IUDs, implants, oral birth control, and all of your disposables. South Shore Hospital in Lagos has a full gynecological suite. So glad it's up and running again. Desperately needed. Oh, and I got a new implant too. I'm period free for years. God, it feels so good. I can feel the proper shape of me now. Another reason I'm stoked for the supply run, other than getting out of the road, is that I'm finally going to meet Minette in Gaza. Yeah, yo, the woman who saved my arse back in the ruins of Marseille. Hey, Min, you bad arse. Look at all I got for you. Whoosh! Tampons. Your links below if you're interested in her toots on how to build and fly drones. Totally looking forward to getting flying lessons from her. The ex-military people here are cool, but they're too busy to teach a civvy how to fly drones just yet. But it's getting kind of an imperative since I've been working with CAG distribution on how to do supply drops without using up resources like the planes and boats. They get first dibs on the rationed fuel stocks. But necessity is the mother of invention, and Armageddon has been a great kick in the ass to divest humanity of fossil fuels. Check out the link to Dr. Samanat Ampour's channel about the labs investigating that new dry fusion. It's mind-blowing, Anyway, rambling again. What else? Oh yeah, if I'm back in time, I can join the team heading up to Svalbard Vault and do supply drops along the way. Pretty freaking cool CAG Medical discovered the phage doesn't settle in stone in extreme temperatures. Yay, the Sahara. Yay, the North Pole. And so cool. So many of the Sami way up north have survived, just like the Inuits of Canada. Those people got survival skills, Great to hear from them finally. Medical is still trying to figure out why certain genetic predispositions in indigenous people are more resistant to the phage. I know somewhere back in my history my adoptive parents never wanted to talk about. There is Maori ancestry. Do I know if my parents are still alive? Don't care. Heard from some fam who made it across the Tasman to the Melbourne outpost, though. Well, shit. Excuse me, I need a tissue. Anyway, just about time to set sail. Weather's looking good. I'll be channeling in live each day at 1 p.m. West Africa time. Time conversion app, yep, and links. I'm stocked to the eyeballs with tampons, pads, moon cups, sponges, washable organic cotton pads, knickers, bladder control pads, etc. And if I don't have what you want, drop me a line, and I'll run it past distribution. I'll be headed to the factories in Lagos and Luanda after Svalbard to see how production is going. Shout out to Counselor Yemisi Ekundayo, who is part of the council. She's the woman, keep me busy. Plus her egusi soup is the bomb. This is Enfys, your host with the tampon most, signing off. Be well, It's really funny. So one of the comments on this particular story on the website says, OMG, I was hooked in 3 paragraphs and devoured this. So good. I look forward to rereading slowly and listening to Kate read this. Kate is terrified of reading this story and hopes that Kate did a good job reading this story. I have to say, this was probably one of the more challenging ones that I've ever done here at Clarkesworld or elsewhere. I had to think of maybe getting in the head of a young adult trying to manage a life outside of the chaos. And it's so weird because I feel like this story really touches upon stuff that we don't think about when the world's gonna go to hell. I've often thought about what happens if it does and we have to move and my dad can't. The wheelchair's only gonna get as far and his meds are gonna run out one day. And what about the people who have meds on a daily basis? This touches on some really, really heartfelt considerations that once the first wave goes through of any sort of epidemic, you have the first responders who are more than likely going to come down with something. And then it continues to hit in every single manner you can think of. Anyway, expertly and wonderfully done. Wildly creative, and I hope I lent some sort of truth to it with the reading. We've got a couple more stories left in April for you. I do hope you come back and listen again very shortly. So, until then, my friends, I bid you a very fond and warm au revoir, a bientôt, aloha, and adieu,